Okay, now we'll see the topic about gerunds and infinitives. What is gerund and what is infinitive? Okay, we'll see the definition for gerunds and infinitives. Gerunds and infinitives are forms of verbs that act like nouns. They can follow adjectives and other verbs. Gerunds can also follow prepositions. A gerund, or often known as an ing form or ing word, is a noun formed from a verb by adding ing. But not all words formed with ing are gerunds. Okay, look at the example here. I enjoy searching the internet. Okay, the word searching here is a gerund because it follows a verb enjoy. And then an infinitive is to plus verb. Okay, as we have already discussed this in our previous exercises, the to plus verb is called infinitive. For example, to enter the university is my dream. So to here followed by an verb means that this is a to infinitive. To enter the university is my dream. Okay, now we'll see how to form gerund. Okay, here we have sentence. I enjoy playing the guitar. Sarah is dreaming of becoming a teacher. My family has recently thought of traveling abroad. We have the word playing, becoming, and traveling. These words are called gerund. Okay, so verb plus ing is called a gerund in these sentences. Gerund is the ing form of the verb that acts as a noun. Okay, how do we know that this is the noun? Okay, because this word follows a verb, so it always follows a verb or a preposition. Like this, like of. Sarah is dreaming of becoming. So after the preposition or after the verb. To form negative gerunds, we use not plus gerund. For example, not speaking English very well is my biggest problem in this country. So here we only put not before the gerund. Again, we do not confuse that there are some words that look like gerunds, however they are not. So be careful that we have many ing form words in English. They look like gerunds, but they are not always gerund here. Okay, now we have some sentences here. Nia is going to the cinema this afternoon. Number 2, I enjoy reading books in the evening. And then number 3, the movie was really boring. Number 4, we talked about moving into a new apartment. And number 5, the family is planning to go to Bali in the summer. Okay, now how can we decide that this word is gerund or not? Look at number 1. Number 1, Nia is going to the cinema. Here, going is not gerund because it is part of the verb. And this is a present progressive or present continuous. Number 2, this is a gerund because reading here, the ing form followed the word enjoy. How about number 3? Boring. We have the word boring here. Is it a gerund or not? This is not a gerund because it follows auxiliary and it functions as a complement. So this is an adjective, not a noun. The movie was really boring. This is an adjective. And then number 4, is it a gerund? Yes, this is a gerund because it follows a preposition. So about here is a preposition. Here moving is a preposition. And how about number 5? The family is planning. Inform in planning is not a gerund because this is part of the verb, the same as number 1. So this is a verb, progressive verb or present progressive. Gerund as part of a sentence can be the subject of a sentence. For example, breathing is necessary. Driving a car requires good vision. Helping others makes people feel good. Okay. Look at this, that breathing is put before the auxiliary. So this is the subject. And then driving a car. This is one subject, driving a car. And driving here is a gerund because it begins the phrase. And which one is the verb? This one, the verb, requires. And then the third one, helping other people makes me feel good. Which one is the verb? The verb is here, makes, and helping other people, that's the subject. And helping is the gerund that begins the subject. A gerund can also be a direct object. Okay, so beside a subject, a gerund can be also a direct object. For example, Danny enjoys swimming more than spending time with his friends. So after the verb, we usually put an object. So this is a direct object. Danny enjoys swimming more than. This is the preposition. This is the this is the preposition. So this one is also the gerund. Swimming and spending here is the direct object. And also gerund can be an indirect object. In the example like this, Danny gives swimming all of his energy and time. So here swimming is not a direct object. This one is an indirect object because this is not the object that relates directly to the verb. So actually Danny gives his energy to swimming. That's the complete sentence. And also gerund can be used as an object of preposition. So the use of gerund is put after the preposition. Here we have preposition for. Preposition is like for, about, and then of, with, without. So here are the prepositions. So the police arrested him for speeding. So we need to put gerund here after preposition. Now, what are the verbs that take only gerunds? We have some common verbs that take only gerunds. You can read here. Admit, advise, allow, appreciate, avoid, can't help, can stand. So here we have the same meaning. Can help, can stand, can bear, and then followed by gerund. Consider, delay, and so on. So when you make sentence like stop shouting, we need gerund here. And then Jim admitted robbing the bank. Do you enjoy playing tennis? She couldn't help laughing. Okay, couldn't help is one phrase, so you cannot translate it one by one or word by word. We have some verbs that followed by a preposition and a gerund. Okay, there are verbs that always followed by a preposition and then you need to follow it by a gerund. So admit to, accused of, blame for. This is the pair of verb with preposition. So when you make a sentence using the word depend, for example, it should be with on. So you can say I depend on him. You cannot make sentence like I depend to him. So that's not correct. The correct preposition is on. Interested, within. I am interested in singing. So we use the correct preposition for certain verbs, and you cannot change the preposition with other prepositions. Gerund is also used with by. So you can use preposition by and then followed by gerund. You can get good grades by working hard every day. And then go plus gerund. Some words using go and then followed by gerund. Usually used for recreational activities, camping, dancing, sightseeing, swimming, skiing, fishing, jogging. So she will go dancing tomorrow. You cannot say she will start dancing, but for a certain meaning you can use go dancing. Certain expressions. For the certain expressions like it is worth blah blah blah, it is no use, or it is not good blah blah blah, there are no point in blah blah blah, we have also followed these certains with gerund. Okay, now we'll turn to infinitive. How to form an infinitive? Okay, for example, we have these sentences. I want to eat lunch after class. I would like to visit Bali in 2 weeks. The students have to present their projects tomorrow. Okay, so to form an infinitive, we put to plus base form of the verb. We call it the base form of the verb. So bare infinitive, this one the base form. So to form negative infinitives, we also use not plus bare form of the verb. For example, like he decided not to go to the party. So we have not plus to infinitive to go to the party. Okay, an infinitive as a part of a sentence can be, we have the infinitive phrases here. The same as gerund, infinitive can be both subjects and objects in sentences. So for example, in a subject, we put to infinitive, so it becomes to study at the university is my dream. To serve in the army is my duty. Or is an object, we put it is Dana wants to go abroad with her parents. So this is followed the verb here. My mother persuaded me to continue. Okay, remember the pattern that we put a verb followed by a personal object and then followed by to infinitive. Okay, so here we have some verbs commonly followed by the infinitive. We have some common verbs here that you can remember: agree, aim, appear, arrange, ask, and so on. That these words usually followed by the infinitive. So for example, we use the word try. We need to put try plus to infinitive. I will try to do the best. Or you use the word wait. I will wait to see you, for example. Fail, forget. Okay. Now we have some verbs followed by an object and an infinitive. So we usually put an object verb before an infinitive. Okay, for example, everyone expected her to win. So expected her, his is the object here and then followed by to infinitive. Some of these verbs are also included in the list above and may be used without an object. So we can also use some of these words without an object. Okay, there are some rules to remember. When more than one verb follows the above verbs, only the first verbs needs to. For example, when I go to Bali this summer, I hope to visit many interesting places, go swimming and surfing, and generally have an unforgettable time. Actually, here we should put to go and to have because these are parallel with to visit. So it should be actually I hope to visit many interesting places, to go swimming and surfing, and generally to have an unforgettable time. But we can make it into only one to infinitive and then followed by another bare infinitive. After the verb seem, appear, and pretend, we can use to be plus verb ing or to have plus verb participle, past participle. For example, she pretended to be reading. She seemed to have disappeared. Okay, so we can use the pattern like this. She seemed to have disappeared. What does it mean? It means that this is progressive and this one is past participle. In Indonesian, we mean it as dia pura-pura sedang membaca. So she pretended to be reading. And she seemed to have disappeared. Dia sepertinya sudah menghilang. So to have disappeared, the meaning is perfect. Some rules also to remember that there are after certain verbs, we can use either a gerund or an infinitive. The verbs like begin, continue, hate, not stand or bear, intend like love, remember, start, stop, and try can be also followed by an infinitive and also a gerund. So you can use the verb like as soon as we left, the baby began to cry. And as soon as we left, the baby began crying. There is a little difference in the meaning between the use to infinitive and the use of gerund. So after the following verbs, we can also use either the infinitive or object plus infinitive. So for example, after these words, want, ask, expect, help, mean, intend, which means intend, and I would like and would prefer. I want to be home early tonight. I wanted you to help me. I would like to drink a cup of coffee. I would like my friends to visit me. So we have some following verbs that can be used either with the infinitive or object plus infinitive. And then after the following verbs, we can also use either object or infinitive plus infinitive or gerund. For example, the verb allow. They don't allow people to smoke in here. So we use object after allow. And also we can also use allow plus gerund. They don't allow smoking in here. So you can put the object before the to infinitive, or you can put gerund directly after the verb. After suggest, we use a gerund or a that construction. I suggest going there, or I suggest that you go now. Okay, so you can use either this pattern or this pattern. Okay, now we have the verb need, which is followed by to infinitive. Need plus infinitive will means that it is necessary to. The students need to do these exercises means that the students are necessary to do these exercises. And then need plus gerund means that need to be done. So the meaning is passive in need plus gerund. The car is broken. It needs fixing. It has the same meaning as it needs to be fixed. Okay, not need plus gerund means passive. Needn't plus base form is used as a modal. You needn't hurry up. This is the same as you don't have to hurry up. So needn't use as a modal. Okay, we use the base form, the infinitive without to, after the verbs make or let or allow and have. Okay, note that make, let, have are followed by object plus base form, whereas force, allow, and get are followed by object plus infinitive or to infinitive. So remember, when you have the sentence using make, let, have, usually you will not have to infinitive, but you will have infinitive only. Okay, this is the examples. They let us go home. So you will not make sentence like they let us to go home, but they let us go home early. They allowed us to go. Okay, pay attention to the difference between the use of let and the use of allow. The teacher made the students stay after classes, but he forced them, sorry, this is not them, but them, he forced them to clean the classroom. So after the verse force, it is followed by to, but after make, let, and have, it is followed by infinitive only, bare infinitive. Okay, so that's the lesson for today. Thank you very much. See you.